Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today we're going to be doing an urgent messages from Spirit, okay? These are going to be messages that are important for you to know at this time. They could have been something that your higher self, spirit guides, ancestors, passed on loved ones, anything. I'm just kind of leaving it open for whatever comes through. Urgent messages from Spirit. So it's going to be something that's important for you to hear at this time. Could really be about any area of your life. Okay. If you do feel guided towards more than one of the groups, go with whatever your intuition is telling you, as you might have messages that are kind of spread across the groups, or you might just feel called to one. Okay. So for group one, we have this blue agate. And then for group two, we have a clear quartz. And then for group three, we have this fuchsia Dalmatian Jasper. If you already feel drawn to a specific crystal, you can go ahead and skip straight to the timestamps. But I am going to be adding in one of these cards to help you guys with choosing and see what the urgent message is that Spirit has for you at this time. What is the urgent message? What is the urgent message? Group two, what is the urgent message that Spirit has for you? Group three, urgent message from Spirit. I'm going to take that one. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Group number one, we have fear, and that is with the blue agate. Group number two, we have card number 30 with mimicry, and that is with the clear quartz. Group number three, we have number 34 with observation, and that is with the fuchsia Dalmatian Jasper. Okay, so urgent messages from Spirit. We are going to add some tarot and then some additional oracle cards for this reading today to see what your messages are about. Go with whatever you feel guided to. Timestamps are down below, and I will see you all at your reading. Hi, group one. So those of you that resonate with the blue agate and the fear card here, this is going to be your reading today. So let's find out what this urgent message is about. We have fear here, which is card number 18. Now 18 is the moon energy, okay, in the tarot. And the moon can be about fear, insecurities, the fear of the unknown, self-doubt. It could be maybe about something like a decision or choice that you have to make that you could be feeling uncertain about. Reduce, this is also a number 9, okay? And the number 9 is the hermit energy, which is about taking time to reflect. It's about solitude, introspection, healing. The number 1 is the magician energy, which is about, focused intention, manifestation, willpower. And then you also have number 8 here, which is the strength card. Okay, which is about courage, inner strength, confidence, bravery. So I don't know what this is about, but let's keep going here. Urgent message from Spirit. What is this about? Maybe for some of you, it's a fear of being alone. Okay, I don't think that's all of you, but that could certainly be something coming through here. The fear of being alone. Or moving towards a new beginning. What is the urgent message from Spirit about fear? Eight of Swords. Okay. So this is a lot of negative thinking, a lot of self-limiting beliefs, a lot of what if this, what if that, what if this happens, what if that goes wrong, what if this, what if this. And it's the mind just kind of ruminating on things. And the Eight of Swords is a mental prison of our own doing. Okay, it's our own negative thoughts, fear-based thoughts. So what is the urgent message? Look at that. Nine of Pentacles, being single. Okay, financial stability, financial security, financial independence. Some of you, like I said, it might quite literally be about being single. Okay, maybe for those of you that are questioning whether or not you should leave maybe a relationship. If you live, say, like with family right now and you want to kind of branch out and move into your own place and fear is kind of holding you back, or if you're wanting to leave a job that is security for you and you have fear about, you know, maybe for some of you wanting to open your own business, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles can be about being self-made. So it may even be for those of you that want to start your own businesses, and your own fears could be limiting you from that confidence that you have within inside of yourself to be able to create and build wealth and to stand on your own. Okay, let's see. What is the urgent message from Spirit? Justice. Some of you, there could be certain legal situations that you're worried about, fearful of. And I feel like with justice showing up in the upright here, you know, justice is literally justice will be served. But I kind of feel like with the Wheel of Fortune being here too, it's things working in your favor, you know. So we could be afraid of, maybe it's, like I said, some of you legal, maybe it's some kind of contract that we have in place, which sometimes can be a marital contract. It can be a lease, you know, some kind of agreement. But with the Queen of Wands energy here, the Queen of Wands is also an energy of confidence and, you know, being able to pursue something, go after something. The Wheel of Fortune, some of you could be going through some major changes in your life right now. The Wheel of Fortune can be about being at a turning point in your life. And this may also be where you're needing to make some important decisions. Okay. Justice is about cause and effect, the laws of karma, cause and effect, and our intention and the action we take, especially for you, group number one, is especially important right now, because the consequences, right, from that action or non-action even, can have either positive or negative impact on our life, right? So this is where it's really important for us to step out of the fear-based thinking of worrying about what if this happens, what if that happens, and more so into logical thinking, planning, strategy, focus, and confidence, okay, through whatever this type of change. I'm seeing the Lovers at the bottom as I say that. Some of you, this is a big decision, okay, major life decision that you could be making. Some of you, it might be about a marriage, a partnership. Ten of Swords could even be, as I'm seeing this here, some of you, it might even be divorce, okay, a breakup. Five of Wands. There's the Moon and the Six of Cups. Now, I will say, if this is romantic related, where you are married to someone or you are in a relationship with someone and you're kind of, your fear is holding you back about being alone, you know, the Ten of Swords here is a painful ending, you know, to something. And I don't doubt that if you are going through that, that it is painful, you know. The Moon energy can talk about, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the fear of the unknown. because we don't know where if we make this decision, where is that new path going to take us? Where is it going to lead us? And so there could be a little bit of resistance, right, to making the choice or to taking action. Some of you might be feeling very nostalgic, right now, and holding on to memories of the past. Some of you could be in situations right now where there's a lot of conflict, and not knowing what's going to happen, maybe between you and even another person here. It could even be an inner conflict that you feel with inside of yourself. I am seeing the Seven of Swords here. So Seven of Swords is a need for being strategic, okay, planning something. Some of you might even feel like, I need to hurry up and make this decision. And you want to make sure that you're not making that decision from a place of fear and you're being impulsive. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a big decision. We've got the Tower here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, and the Fool is here as well. So like I said, some of you, this has to do with a marriage, a relationship. The Tower can literally be when we're going through some type of upheaval. Some of you, it could be divorce, separation, breakup. Some of you, this could be dealing with financial, like if you're going to leave a job, okay, worried about financial instability. The Nine of Swords, again, that fear-based thinking. The Nine of Swords is a lot of anxiety, a lot of worrying, a lot of stressing, overthinking things. And the Fool energy is about a new beginning, taking a leap of faith, opening yourself up to this new beginning. And that's what I feel like Spirit is wanting you to do, is to embrace the change. Okay, that's what I feel from your group here. Embrace the change, because it feels like that we could be afraid of it, right? What's going to happen? How's it going to end up? And instead of us trying to resist or fight, right, the whatever is taking place, there's a need for us to go with the flow. Okay, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen, especially with the Tower being present. If we're trying to hold on to a relationship and the universe is showing us all the signs that it's being removed, and we try to hold on for dear life, trust in the process. The Tower is always happening for our highest good, even though going through it could be something that is very uncomfortable. Okay, and uncomfortable could certainly be an understatement, because it can mean complete upheaval. Could mean uprooting, having to move, having to change jobs, having to find a new place to live. But with the Fool, again, this is kind of going into this with a fresh mindset, fresh energy, open to possibilities of where this could lead versus focusing on the negatives. Okay. I do want to clarify this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups. Yeah. So in a way, this is an opportunity here to plan for your future. That's where this choice is important here. Some of you are feeling, unhappy, unsatisfied, bored, okay, feeling indifferent, feeling like emotional needs are not being met, feeling neglected, abandoned. And this is a time for you to move towards your wish fulfillment. Okay. Like I said, sometimes we hold on to certain things and long after expiration date. I'm seeing the Death card here, which is definitely change here. Okay. Endings. We are in Scorpio season. Okay. Lots of transformation, lots of change. Okay, that many of you could be going through. For some of you, this might be a personal transformation, where you're moving away from things that are no longer serving you and opening yourself up to new opportunities, new beginnings. Some of you, this might even be planning a move. Okay. Some of you, this could be opening a business. Okay, looking at new jobs. The Page of Swords here is about researching, getting some information. That can also be something that helps with fear as well, because depending on what you've got going on, okay, when we can educate ourselves and be informed with how processes work, or, you know, talking to someone who can provide advice, guidance, support, clarity for us, that can help us to move past a lot of the fears that we have about, you know, the uncertainty that we feel. So doing a little bit of research, a little bit of investigating, a little bit of gathering some information could help to alleviate those fears that are there, so that you're in the know and we have a plan, we know what we're doing, and just kind of, like I said, embracing it versus fighting it. Okay. It's the resistance part of it that causes the suffering, right? When we don't want to release or to let go, or resisting the change when we're being guided. And there's a lot of these major arcana that are here that are indicating like major life change for you. Okay. Major things going on. And I know that feeling can be very overwhelming, you know, because it could be changes in family situations, the place that you live, relationships, money, job. Those are big things for us. Okay. But definitely leading you into a new direction that is actually working in your favor. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you. Group number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonated with card number 30, Mimicry, and the Clear Quartz, this is going to be your reading today. So we're finding out urgent message from Spirit, and we have Mimicry here. So this almost feels that Spirit is trying to get your attention about, and this kind of feels like it could be a cycle, a pattern, that you're repeating here. Okay, I don't know the details yet, but mimicry is about, you know, it makes me feel that we're repeating something here. So let's pull the tarot and see maybe something that feels familiar that you could be dealing with right now. Mimicking something perhaps from the past, something that you need to pay attention to. Now, it could be something that's happening external to you, or it may be something within yourself, okay? What is mimicry about here? Ace of Swords, Page of Wands, Five of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands. We have the Moon. The Empress. And the Sun. The Ace of Wands. We have the Two of Swords here. I'm going to take this King of Swords. Okay. Let's actually clarify this Five of Pentacles first. Four of Wands. Six of Wands. Oh boy, okay. So, and I'm seeing the Two of Cups here at the bottom. Okay, so what this feels like, and I feel like this message is going to be specific to those of you that are maybe actively dating right now, or are involved in a romantic situation that you're needing to pay attention to. Okay? what this kind of feels like, it's something that Spirit is trying to bring your attention to. And it could be something that you are either in denial about, or it could be something that you're choosing just, I mean, you could just literally not be seeing it. But it could be something that you're in denial about or blinded to at this point. But what this kind of feels like is a repeat cycle here with regard to a cycle of unworthiness, okay? With that Five of Pentacles. This has to do with relationships. And what this kind of feels like is that you could be entertaining a new connection right now, okay? And there could be, you know, a great connection that's here between you and another person. However, I feel like what Spirit's showing here is that we need to really take some time to get clear. And this might be about you having a conversation with another person to get some clarity here or some truth. Because what it kind of feels like is that some of you, the situation could be that this person is going to be or is currently someone who may not be meeting your needs, okay? And it could be that, you know, there's a lot of energy of excitement and enthusiasm about going into this new situation, where you could very much emotionally invest yourself into it, which is not a problem, right? We want to invest ourselves into connections with others. However, I feel like there's a need for clear answers, clear communication between you and another person. Because what this kind of feels like is that both you and the other person that you could be dealing with could be on two different pages when it comes to what you both want from this connection. One person could be in the mindset of like, I'm nurturing this relationship because I want it to turn into something long term, where the other person might be someone who's more or less like, I'm having fun right now. I'm exploring. And so you want to, of course, make sure that you're not being left in the dark, especially if you're not getting clear, direct information and answers from the person about where they see your connection headed. Okay? If you're noticing any type of inconsistencies in this person's behaviors, or, you know, where they're just not being very clear about their feelings with you, they're not talking to you about plans for advancement of the connection, just some little things that you want to pay attention to and you want to observe, and you want to be able to have the conversation with this person about where your connection's going. Because I feel like it's Spirit not wanting you to repeat a cycle here where you end up taking less than you're deserving of, or where you feel like you're being shut out by someone, abandoned by someone, ghosted by someone, or where you're not allowing yourself to receive. You could be a person who kind of gives and is very loving and nurturing, and then finding yourself in a situation with the person who's more detached, more closed off, more about having fun, more about the physical, and not so much about wanting to actually build something with you. Okay? So this is just something that Spirit is bringing through, again, as an urgent message here for you to really observe, okay? To make sure that you're not repeating a cycle, especially if you've had a tendency to attract emotionally unavailable people who have low self-esteem, low self-worth, and they're not actively working on it to change it, to be open to receive from you. Because the important thing is that you are receiving, okay? Like, let's just say if you get connected with a person who has low self-worth, low self-esteem, all the love that you try to give to that person, they may not be open to receive it. And they may not be able to reciprocate your energy. So you just kind of want to observe the person's patterns of behaviors, okay? And not keep yourself in a, I want to say like in a fog. You want to look at things clearly. It's easy, right, to kind of lose ourselves emotionally in a situation, and our emotions end up clouding our judgment. You want to be this King of Swords here to really see and perceive something clearly. The Ace of Swords is having like a moment of clarity, a light bulb moment. It's about seeing truth, you know? So I want to clarify this Ace of Swords, actually. 10 of Pentacles. Yep. So clarity here, truth surrounding long-term relationship. I'm seeing Justice in reverse, and the High Priestess is here. The Justice card in reverse is an imbalance. So it could be that it's like a one-sided connection where one person is on the path of like, I want long-term relationship, and the other person is not on the same page. Okay. Some of you, this might even have to do, because I can't ignore this, this could also be divorce, breakup, separation. So regardless of what type of situation that you're in right now, the High Priestess here is bringing forth some type of information that's important here, that there's something that you could be investing your time and energy into that is not fair and not balanced. Okay. Justice also has to do with karma. So are we repeating a karmic cycle here? Okay. This is what we want to be mindful of. It's what your intuition is trying to tell you. Something's not right. Something's not balanced here. Okay. Let's see what this Justice card is in reverse. The Death card. Judgment and the Three of Cups. Those of you that, and I don't think this is for everyone, but those of you that are involved in a third-party situation where the person that you're involved with is with someone else, married to someone else, in a relationship with someone else, and they're not, you know, giving you clear answers as to, are they leaving that other relationship and where is your connection going? This is where I feel like you're needing that extra discernment, you know, and to not keep yourself in an illusion, because with the moon being here, the moon is also deception. It could be an illusion. So you want to make sure that you're not falling for an illusion. Okay. That you learn to speak up, right? Have the conversation, be assertive, be in your power, and ask for clarity. And if this person cannot provide that to you, you know, this may also be where you're needing to set boundaries. Okay. Some of you might be needing to just move away from a person, move away from a situation that is not serving you. Those of you that are not, you know, involved in third-party situations, I kind of feel like Spirit's saying to keep yourself open to dating others, connecting with other people, people who are on the same page as you, want the same thing as you, are wanting what you want. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, group number 3. So those of you that resonated with the observation card, card number 34, and the Fuschia, Dalmatian, Jasper, this is going to be a reading today. So we have observation for you. This is an urgent message from Spirit of something that you're needing to observe. Now that could be something that's happening around you. It may have something to do with you, another person. Let's pull the tarot here. What is this urgent message about observation? Nine of Wands, Queen of Wands. The Two of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the Empress. is this about observation? The Devil and the Queen of Swords. Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups. The Six of Cups. Knight of Wands. And then we have the King of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune here at the bottom. Why is this Devil here? So we've got the King and the Queen here, but the Queen is coming out in reverse. Three of Wands. And the Two of Swords. Okay, so it looks like there's a choice here. Okay, there's a choice here. And with the Two of Swords energy, the Two of Swords can be confusion, indecision. It can be when we have conflicting thoughts or ideas. And with the Devil energy, the Devil is our ego. It's our shadow self. And the Devil can create a lot of fear-based thinking, a lot of emotional manipulation. Now, it might be your own emotions that manipulate you, your feelings or your thoughts. There might be some underlying insecurity that's here, especially when it comes to something regarding the future. The Three of Wands has to do with foresight, thinking ahead, thinking to the future. And I feel like what you're needing to observe here is that not only is there an important decision that you need to make, and I kind of feel those of you that are resonating with this pile, you might have felt drawn also to group number one. If you did, there might be some additional messages in that group for you, okay? But the Queen of Swords energy here is about observation as well. The Queen of Swords is about being in a clear mind space, being able to think logically, rationally, to use discernment when it comes to you making this choice, because your emotions and your thoughts and even your present energy level, okay, because we started off with the Nine of Wands, which is a very wounded energy. It may also be that you're expending a lot of energy and you could feel close to burnout, tired, drained, exhausted. So you're needing to observe where your mind is at, where your heart is at, where your physical energy, spiritual energy is at while you're making this decision, because you want to make sure that whatever decision this is, and of course, whatever that choice is going to be different for all of you, but I feel like this impacts your life in a big way, okay? And it's important for us to kind of make choices not from a place of fear, not from a place of our emotions being out of control and leading those maybe impulsive decisions or ego-based decisions. We want to make the decision based off of balanced energy. Okay, and I know sometimes that's hard when we're going through something and we're just like, oh my goodness, what do I do? You want to work on observing where, like I said, where your mind is at, where your heart is at, where your, emotional state of being is, how you're feeling physically. Do you feel super tired, super drained? Do you need to take a break? Do you need to rest? Do you need to calm the mind? Is there a need for emotional release? Is there a need for healing right now? Because with that Ace of Pentacles being there, the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity for a new beginning. And we have the Empress right next to that. The Empress is about birthing something new, creating something new. It's also a need for self-love and self-care right now. So I feel like before we go into making maybe for some of you, a major decision, you want to make sure that you're good, you're stable, before we take action. Some of you, it could quite literally be that you're needing to observe where you're at energetically right now and listen to your body. You know, where's the state of mind? Where's the emotions at? Where's the physical body at? Do we need to rest? Do we need to go out and get some fresh air? Do we need to go for a walk? Do we need to talk to someone? So you're kind of addressing that energy first before we have, so it's kind of like a little bit of a reset, okay, is what Spirit's saying. Maybe you need a little bit of a reset. Maybe this means take a break before we make an important decision. What else do I want to say with this? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Ten of Wands, yeah. Some of you might be feeling super overwhelmed, stressed out. There could be a lot of responsibilities, a lot of heavy weight that you're carrying. Some of you, it could be financial burden. Maybe juggling life, family, job, career, money, things like that. And, you know, the star energy is about renewed hope, renewed faith. It's about peace and calm. So some of you may have, with the star being here, the star comes after the Tower. So maybe for some of you, you've already gone through a Tower moment, you know, where there has been a huge shift in your life. Big changes. I feel that the way this energy is kind of coming through here, though, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Star, I feel like Spirit's wanting to give you confirmation right now with whatever this is that you're going through, that everything is going to be okay. And I know sometimes when we're going through something, it doesn't always feel that way, because we might feel like our life is all over the place and, you know, we're trying to juggle different things and try to manage everything. We're busy over here, over there. And for some of you, it might feel like everything's kind of happening at once. And maybe this is a time, like I said, for taking a break, okay? Making sure that you're in a better state of being mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, before we make the decision. We have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is, like I said, an opportunity for some type of new beginning. We've got the Chariot here, and it looks like Spirit is kind of wanting you to act upon that it is going to be something that does bring about wish fulfillment for you. I feel like it's also going to help to move you into a much more stable place, okay? But I know that whole process of getting there is what might seem a little bit overwhelming, okay? So is there anything else? I think I want to add some extra cards in for this group. Anything else for group number 3, Spirit? I'll take that one. We've got impulse, yeah, and choice. Okay, so this is where some of you, this might have to do with your home situation, living situation, making an impulsive decision. And again, this could come from all of that 9 of Swords energy: anxious, worried, nervous, scared, worried, stressed out, overthinking, overanalyzing. And we don't want to be in that energy, right? When we're making an important, we don't want to make rash decisions. So tell me more, Spirit, about this choice. It's like there's a need to get grounded. We got the 5 of Cups in reverse. Now, the 5 of Cups is about dealing with grief, with pain, with sadness, with depression, with hopelessness, maybe even heavy feelings of grief, guilt, shame, remorse. It's very heavy, right? And it can certainly be something that does cloud our judgment. So with the 5 of Cups in reverse, this is about being able to overcome those difficult emotions. So maybe before we make the choice, we try to work on stabilizing your emotional state of being. Seven of Pentacles is taking a pause to reassess, reevaluate what and how we're investing our time and energy. What can we change? The Eight of Pentacles is also about discipline, okay? It's about focus, dedicated effort that we could be putting into something. This might also be like if you're someone who is discouraged right now, is disappointed. You know, the Seven of Pentacles can also be a card about patience. So maybe patience is required before we make an important decision, so that we're making sure that the decision that we do make is one that is going to bring about emotional fulfillment for us, not temporary relief or comfort. It may not actually be what we want, but something that's actually going to be the right choice for you. Okay. What is impulse here? Ten of Pentacles. Some of you, this might do with money, job, relationship. Some of you could be making an impulsive decision about a relationship. The Hangman has to do with indecision. It also has to do with enlightenment, insight. The Hangman could be a need for us to take a pause. Okay? Maybe take a step back from a situation so that we know what to do. I'm seeing the Eight of Wands and the Tower here. Some of you, this, like I said, this could have already happened, but some of you, this Tower moment could be something that's fast approaching, or it could be something that you're right in the middle of. Okay? The Tower is upheaval, and it kind of looks like this is very fast moving energy. So some of you could be going through and experiencing the Tower moment right now. Okay? Or maybe for some of you, like I said, recent past. You're all going to be on different timelines. But when we're going through some type of shakeup, you know, whatever that might be, with work, with relationship, with family, with anything that we could have in our life, when we're going through that, right, sometimes it can be a little scary. It might make us very worried or stressed out, and we're just like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Let me hurry up and do something. But this is where we need to just kind of, before, this is Spirit saying observe. Okay? Take time to pause so that we know what information our intuition is giving to us about what the right choice is going to be. Because if we're acting and making that decision based off of the unhealthy aspects of the ego, we could end up in either a worse situation or making a decision that we're not happy with. Okay, where it doesn't really help to improve our situation, actually sometimes makes it worse. So the Hangman is a need for surrender, right, to that Tower, however it may be taking place in your life right now. It almost kind of feels like we're waiting for more information. Before we need to feel like, okay, I need to act right now, hold on a moment. Okay? Try to find your footing. Try to get grounded right now. Like I said, maybe for some of you, step away from the situation so that we're able to think clearly and we're not making impulsive decisions. Because for some of you, this might be an important decision that affects your livelihood. It affects your financial security and stability for the future. So this is where it's important, right? We want to make sure that we make the right moves that's going to help to maintain stability for you, security for you. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you all. I do wish you all the best. I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.